Sorry, councillors, man. There seems to be a confusion here. I'm told that there are other councillors who have logged in on other link, which I can't find it on my email. I believe the link was sent today at 11 o'clock, the integrated link, so which I cannot find. Then I've requested them to move to this link because we are already here. And I see majority of councillors are here on this link. It's only officials that are on other link. So I don't know if committee members feel that we should continue using this link.
Just hold on. Chair, just hold on, quick, Councillor Quinana. Chair, I'm speaking to Councillor Quinana on the phone now, and he is on a different, can't hear anything. But on our system, you can see his name under, what do you call it? Under that section where you can see all the participants. But he can't hear anything, which is quite strange, which makes me think he's disappeared again off this list. So you're right, he is probably in another link. So they must just send him the link that we are on. Shay, are you there?
Yeah.
Because sorry, a lot of everyone is on this link now. So we if they can just send Councillor Quinana the old one, yes. Okay, there it is. I'll just let him know.
Okay, now I see the others are joining now. I see Carl and the others are joining. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
I think there was a confusion with two links. I believe the link was sent today around 11 o'clock, but it's unfortunately I didn't receive it. Also that link, and some of the committee members didn't receive it, so that's why we are still using this one. I'm sure they could just change the wording. So can we just give them 3 minutes so that they can start changing the link to this one, and then by 10 past we'll start our meeting. Let me apologize. Sorry.
Present, George.
Chair, the whole committee is here.
Yeah, thank you very much, Councillor Lavey. I think we should start with our meeting. Let me start by apologizing for sending the agenda late, and secondly, let me start apologizing for confusion of time and also the issue of the links. It's clearly not my week this week, but let me apologize in advance. Let's start our meeting. Let me start and welcome all of you that are here. Members present, as the chairperson, Councillor Matika is present on this meeting. So I'll ask each portfolio, each councillor that is part of this section 18, the committee, to just say that is present, name. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair. I'm
present.
Davis present. Thank you.
Councillor Angus is present. Thank you.
Naki present.
Thank you, Councillor Naki.
Councillor Quinana present, Chairperson.
Thank you, Councillor Quinana. It looks like all our portfolio is present for this meeting. Thank you very much, portfolio members, for availing yourself and for sticking to time and for being present in this meeting. There is no member without leave. There is no member absent with leave. So we go straight to 2.4, item 2.4. Other councillors that are present, can they just indicate? Other councillors that are present, can they just indicate?
Chairperson, Councillor Strubel present.
Thank you very much, Councillor Strobel.
Chairperson.
Yes, Councillor. Yes, Councillor Skosan.
Councillor Strubel Skosana is here.
Yes. Who else is here from councillors? I see. Okay, let's move straight. Officials present. Is the acting MM present? Can the acting MM introduce his team if he's present? Then we hand over straight to Director Technical Service. Director Technical Service, can you introduce officials that are present in this meeting?
Thank you, Chairperson. In my team, I'm going to switch on my camera. I'm here, and I've got all my managers present. I'll go through them one at a time. I've got
Good afternoon.
I've got Sean Marie.
Good afternoon.
And I've got Jacques Lawrence.
Afternoon.
Thank you, Chairperson. I've got my full team with me here today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Director. Which other? I see Carl is on here on the list, and I see Christopher. Is he also here? I see Diba. I see Kirsty. I see Lizelle Plages. I see Namtla on this list. Officials that are here.
Camera.
I see the acting director, Mr. Kola France, is also here. I see Director Planning is also part of this meeting. And I see the RJT guest.
Good afternoon, Chairperson. Richard Thorpe from the Audit Committee here.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Richardson. Who else is here that I have not mentioned? Thank you very much. Let's move. Let's move. So, member of the Audit Committee is also present. We have one. Members of the public. The only members of the public, they could listen straight on the YouTube link. Councillor Skosana, I see you have raised your hand.
Yes, Chair. I'm raising, Chair, greetings to everyone on point 2.7 for the members of the public. In terms of the translator, do we have a translator in this meeting of yours?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Councillor Skosana. And I believe this is the issue that in all of our Section 80 we've been raising. I don't see the Director of Cooperation, but I believe that we did try to resolve, because I did call the translator that is acting, Mr. Sidwell. And then he said that at the time, it was around 12 o'clock. He told me that he will be part of the meeting, just waiting for instruction from his director. So I'll check the officials, Carl. Namtla, can we make sure that Mr. Sidwell is part of this meeting before we proceed? Because really we cannot play with our people. It's the third time now we have a Section 80 in this council, and then we don't have a translator. Director Technical, I see you have raised your hand.
Yes, Chairperson. We did confirm that there was a translator. Mr. Sidwell was on the other link. So he was in time, he was there for the meeting. I'm not sure, it seems like between the changing in links, we've lost him somewhere. But I can confirm that he was in the meeting on the other link, on the new link. So I'll just ask, maybe somebody can assist us just to ensure that he gets onto the link.
Chair,
Councillor Lavey?
I actually see Sidwell's names under the participants. So maybe we just want to check that, because if you go down, you'll see his name is actually there.
Okay. I also see the name, but I don't understand. Maybe he's having problem in connecting, because I also see his name. Okay, let's move. I believe that by the time we need a translator, maybe his microphone will be all right by that time. Let's move straight to the minutes 5.1. The minutes start from page 5. The last meeting that we had, it was on Wednesday, 9 September 2020. Minutes start page 5, page 6, page 7, page 8, page 9. Is there any member that wants to confirm the minutes so that we can go to Meta Rising?
I will do, Chair. I didn't find any errors on the minutes. I don't know if the other colleagues, but maybe there's something there. But I don't have a problem.
Thank you, Councillor Lavey.
I support.
Move there.
Thank you. Let's move. Let's go to item 6, Meta Rising from a previous minute. Councillors, over to you.
Thank you, Chair. There was just one item, but I assume it's going to take a bit longer to do, on page 8, which deals with the assessment. But I just want to find out if anything has been done. Point B, it's of the minutes. Let me just right at the bottom there, the proper risk assessment with costing be done by a suitable company. So maybe just some feedback on that. I know that there are financial challenges, but I just want to find out if anything has been done or what process has been started there. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you very much, Director.
Hi, Chairperson. We have conveyed the sentiment of the committee to Director Community Services, and he is engaged with his staff, Stephen Langlands, and his team. I think the first set of meetings together with the service provider have taken place to do some of the assessments of those areas that are experiencing serial vandalism. So I think that process has started already, but like Councillor is saying, it's a much longer process, and it will require funding to be allocated to for us to deal with these issues. So it's an ongoing process, Chairperson. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Director. Can we move? That was the only one. Can you move to 7.1? The report on operation and maintenance of stormwater and roads for the period of August, starting from page 11, Councillors. Starting from page 11, I'll shoot straight to you, Councillors. You can raise your questions if you want to raise questions regarding stormwater and maintenance of water and roads for period of August. Also, Councillors, the agenda went out. I think the report went out 2 weeks ago. But the challenge is that when I was speaking with my portfolio director, I've raised the issues that the report is here. It's nice. It talks about the kilometers. It talks about square meters. But I said that in the next meeting, we need to simplify it, because it talks about general. It's not simplified. We need to simplify it. You need to speak to say that in Ward 1, we have patched so many potholes. Resurfacing, we have resurfaced 1 kilometer or 2 kilometers. In Ward 2, in Ward 3, in Ward 4, we need to simplify it towards. Not us just to say 27,316 square meters, but where. So we need to simplify it so that we know, because each and every day we are receiving complaints regarding stormwater drains, we are receiving complaints regarding potholes and road maintenance. So we need to simplify in his meeting so that we see that really, because we can maybe just say that 2,700, so that councillors could say that in my ward, really, there is a progress. I did see that they were working in my ward. But what I've noticed that each and every meeting that all councillors are complaining about stormwater problems, are complaining about roads. The administration said that they did employ subcontractors to go and clean these stormwater drains and these stormwater channels. So it needs to be on the report so that the councillors could say that no, we disagree. There was not a contractor in my ward, or there was no one in my ward. Because now when it spoke about 2007, we don't know it's only CBD or it's where. So in the next meeting, Director, we need to simplify this item straight to the ward so that each and every we can zoom in per ward. Thank you very much. I only see one hand is Councillor Lavey. Councillor Lavey.
Chair, thank you very much. The issue that I've got, and I suppose on this report, it's probably a Knysna-wide issue, but relating to the gravel roads. Now, I know the gravel roads, we were given a program on the gravel roads, which obviously never materialized, I think, in most wards. But when I inquired, and then I was informed that there was something that happened. Now on page, I think it's page 12. I think it's page 12. It alludes to some supply chain management RFQ process. I think that apparently went sour, and as a result, there's no materials to do the real work on the gravel roads. Maybe, Chair, if we can just get some information on that, what's happening there, because I'm facing a lot of pressure in my ward, particularly on this particular issue, considering that I've generously distributed the gravel road schedule that was given to me, but it hasn't been complied with. And so now, obviously, the first point of call people come to is to us as ward councillors to complain and say, why did you give us a list and you didn't stick to that list? So that's a major problem. If I can get clarity on that. It's in a terrible condition, our gravel roads, and I hope that we've got a solution to that soon. The other issue, Chair, is just related to the Sedgefield mouth that came up in my ward committee meeting last night. And we're just looking at, the mouth. There was that studies that were done on both areas, the mouth and the Cola Beach paving. But remember, there wasn't money to continue the project for this financial year. But we do have a problem at the mouth because we get a lot of tourists that's going to come now, and it is in a bad condition. So if I can ask the you, Chair, that the team can just go have a look there and see what is happening there, because the last thing that we want is that it's a major liability for the municipality, and that we can be legally held liable for that, because it's actually, I went there yesterday and it's in a very terrible state. So if they can just go have a look at the Sedgefield mouth. But I think for now that's fine for me, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Skosana. Over to you. Councillor Skosana,
Chair,
I see you've read.
I'm here, Chair. Thanks to Chair. Chair, mine is not around the report, but it's around the maintenance of the roads. Chair, there's a road in front of Makadla store. I've sent pictures to the department, and that road is very bad. It's worse when it's rained, because even I got emails now from the department of the ambulances, because they can't drive in that road in that situation. Can the department please, I know the department can do as much as they can, but can they assist us when we send them emergency roads, hotspot in terms of roads in our areas? I want to ask that if they can take care of that, I'm fine with them, because I don't have a problem with the department. They are doing a good work for me. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Councillor Skosana. Director Technical, over to you.
Chairperson, there was one more question. I see Councillor Okay, you want me to respond before you ask Councillor Nezu for his question? Okay. With regards to the stormwater information per ward, we agree with you, Councillor. We can bring that information. It's readily available. We prepare it on a monthly basis. If you look at our report, I think of the month of August, which is the first report of the new financial year, we put together a detailed report on a ward by ward basis of what we've done in terms of stormwater, roads, pre-graveling, etc. So that report is simple. We'll now present the report differently in the next meeting, so that it shouldn't be a problem, so that everybody can understand and there's transparency about how we affecting our roads stormwater maintenance. With regards to the issue of the gravel roads that is raised by Councillor Davis. Councillor Davis, yes, you are correct. There was an STM issue. We had, as technical services, we rely on the stores to assist us in terms of the materials that are available for us to be able to effect work or to buy gravels. A lot of the roads are in a bad state, and if the road is in a bad state or the layer is very thin, we have to put in new material in order for us to work on some of those roads. And the materials tender expired in March. We had the lockdown and there was nothing happening. We couldn't put out any tenders because the process didn't allow us to do that. So I think early in July, if I'm not mistaken, Sean will advise me, what we did was we put out that stores tender. So that supply chain process, which is an actual tender, is ongoing. I think they've already sat, the BEC has sat for it. I think it's going to go to the BAC probably tomorrow, so that we can adjudicate that tender. But in the meantime, we obviously have not been sitting back as technical services not having materials. The user department, Sean and his team, put together their own spec to be able to do an RFQ to procure materials from our side so that we could work. So what we've done is we put out the first RFQ, and the prices came out far in excess of what we had anticipated. So what we had to do is we had to cancel that RFQ and start the process again. So in that process at the moment, we're in the second RFQ to try and get suppliers. But hopefully we should have some materials fairly soon, because the RFQ process is much shorter than the tender process. It's an advertising between a period of 7 and 10 days. So we already in an advanced stage where we'll be able to procure the materials so that the gravel work can continue. I know there was a concern about plant and materials. Plant also, we've also identified a tender that we can use should we require plant to be able to do some of this work. Councillor also asked about the Sedgefield mouth. We are aware of it. Like Councillor said, we've already done some design. Councillor, I was out there during the course of the last week. I did see some deterioration. What we'll do is we'll make a formal assessment. Sean and his team will go out there, make an assessment, and then we'll have to look at what our options are. If there is something that we can do to repair the road, or to do minor repairs like we've done previously, where we've put in bollards to cordon off sections of the road, or to limit the traffic flow or cause it to move in one direction, that might be an option. If it's too bad, I think we need to look at even possibly closing the road. So we'll make an assessment accordingly, and we'll advise Councillor Val Davis on that matter. Councillor Skosana raised the issue of the road in his area. I've conferred quickly with the roads team, Sean and his people, and they're saying to us that they're well aware of the problem, Councillor, and they are going to be doing some repairs there. Because like you said, it is a hotspot, and they are aware of that area that needs to be repaired. So it will be part of their maintenance program. Thank you, Chairperson.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Chair. Okay, Mr. Chair, my is simple. I don't want to dwell on this thing.
No, it's only the blading of roads. In Pelandaba roads, it's difficult to people to drive that roads because they are crying every time. In Sisulu Street, there's a speed potholes. I don't know, guys. On what for? Let me say, in what for roads it's difficult, guys, to drive. The people have cars, and then I see the progress in stormwaters, but in roads, it's difficult. We need something to happen. Thanks.
Deputy Mayor, over to you.
No, Chair, thank you very much, man. Good afternoon, everyone. Chair, I think, thank you very much for the opportunity once again. Chair, mine is going to be very simple, man, on the issue of the roads. I'm not quite sure whether I'm just trying to check as to whether have we, or, I mean, I wanted to double check on the issue of the resealing of the roads, you know. I'm not sure whether we are there, or we're dealing with roads in general, so that I can perhaps raise my two concerns. Chair, I'm not sure why you're going to allow me.
No, we're just, for now, we are dealing with stormwater and gravel roads.
Gravel roads, okay.
Yeah, and resurfacing as well. And general road maintenance. Yeah. So you can
that's
do.
fine.
Okay.
Okay, now let me, I'll come in there when we're there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before we move, I just want to make it clear that, Director, you know, I don't feel proud as a chairperson sometimes when I drive straight to, especially in CBD and in our locations. You know, when we do these potholes, we only focus sometimes on the main roads. We don't go to streets. If you go to Setosa streets, if you go to Yongale and many other streets, we're not even touching those streets. We're only focusing on main roads. I understand in town that we're busy with the major developments. That's what I understand, but we need to speak to our contractors. Go to Upper Old Place, it's bad. Each and every street is bad. It's a street that people are driving each and every day. It's bad, it's muddy. The contractor, if he's finished, he just leave. He doesn't do any cleanup. He doesn't make sure that he has put maybe G5 just to compact so that cars can walk. You go there, there's a lot of this. People have just dig and then they put that sand there, and then they are finished. You go to your car there, you can go to wheel alignment today. Tomorrow, that car will not be in wheel alignment. So it's just a pity that, you know, for us that there are legislation that are limiting us. You know, if there were no legislation that are limiting us, I would have each and every day in the morning go there at stores or green stores or where the people are starting to work. Just say, okay, let's go to this street today. Tomorrow morning I'll go again and say, okay, today let's go to this street. Because really it's bad, our streets are bad. You know, I don't feel proud as a chairperson of technical service. Whenever I go to town or whenever I go to our locations, the standard of our roads are in bad shape. And I'm saying that, chairperson, again, I know we've been discussing this outside, but I want people to also understand the other councillors. It's not that it's the first time I'm speaking, but we must make sure that our roads, even the contractors that we have employed, they must make sure that when they finish, whenever they finish, they must make sure that they make the roads that can be usable. Upper Old Place, it's bad, all the streets. Thank you very much. Can we, councillors, go to the recommendation that we note the content of the report? Councillors?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Let's go to item 0.7. Director, do you want to say anything?
Chairperson, I just wanted to respond quickly. I know I don't want to hold the meeting back. I hear Councillor Nezu's concern regarding those streets. If he can contact us and just let us know which streets they are, we can look at them. Then also Councillor Deputy Mayor was asking about resealing. Yes, this is part of the report, and it's something that we've got a tender process that is underway for us to appoint a new resealing contract because the old one has come to an end. And that site meeting took place yesterday, and the process is on its way to appoint the resealing contract. And Chairperson, we hear you. We're in the process of the issue of potholes, and we are dealing with them. But we also note that there are two things that we need to look at. One is reinstatements, where we've got water pipes, which we deal with, as well as potholes. But we're hoping to bring a program to this committee at the next meeting to provide an action plan of how we're going to deal with the issue of potholes and reinstatements. Thank you, Chairperson.
Chair.
Thank you very much, sir. Deputy Mayor, over to you.
No, Chair, thank you very much. If the director is saying that this report deals with what I've asked, then please allow me. I won't really keep you. I just wanted to raise, Chairperson.
Over to you, Director.
No, Chair, thanks, man. I think, Chair, allow me to concur with you. Your latter statement that our roads are on a very bad condition, I want to concur with you. The other day, I was in Fort Beaufort. You know what I've witnessed in Fort Beaufort. We in Niger, we're moving towards the state. What I've just witnessed there in terms of the roads there. The roads are very, very bad. You cannot even give distinction whether we are in town or you are in the location. The manner in which the state of the road, if I may put it that way. And I'm sure the manager roads is listening as well as the director. You know, Chair, the second issue which I wanted to raise, and I'm sure the second issue which I wanted to raise, Chairman, please allow me. You know, as you move here in Ward 4, what is this place? Paugotami. I'm not sure what is the street there comes on Nezu. I mean, there was a Strato Sotami. I'm not sure what is the name of that particular street. You know, as well as Sisulu Street, as well as what is this place? Pagoma Koma Boy. You know, I'm not quite sure what to call the name of those streets. I wanted to appeal and request that the director, please, director, that the manner in which the state of that particular roads is very bad. It's absolutely unacceptable. And I wanted to understand as to how far are we in terms of the resealing of the roads, you know, so that we can really pay attention to those particular streets as well. You know, the last one, Chairperson, which I wanted to raise, is the gravel road, particularly in Jotsekam. You know, what is this? The name of the street, Noba Street. You know, and Chair, this morning I was told you were there. You know, there is a very serious and dangerous hole in one of those streets. You know, I did make contact with I've reported the matter, in fact, you know, from the office this morning to say the department must send officials to go and look on that particular street. You know, it's also very bad, Chair. I just wanted to register those three concerns. Thank you very much.
Chairperson.
Director.
Yes, thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, we've noted what the Deputy Mayor has said with regards to resealing and with regards to the gravel roads. And if Deputy Mayor has reported that to our complaints department, we'll pick it up and we'll investigate it and determine exactly what needs to happen there. And if it's a safety issue, we'll deal with it immediately. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Director. Don't want to investigate, must action. Must action it. Yeah, you see, when you talk about investigate, you're talking about that investigate. If someone talks about investigate, that could drag. Must say action. Then if you're saying action, they know that something is going to happen. Thank you very much. Let's go to 7.2. 7.2 is on page 13. 13, 14, 15, 16, and then the recommendation is on page 17. That the council note the content of the report. The 7.2 is a report on operational and maintenance of water and sewer for June until August. Councillor Skosana, Councillor Lavey, Councillor Ngezu. Thank you. Over to you.
Thanks, Chair. Chair, can the councillor mute himself? Chair, my question to you, to the directors, is that there's echo, Chair. Is that one, I need to understand in terms of water meters, because we used to have Sakikaya. Now there are areas in my wards who doesn't have water meters, and those people feel aggrieved. And the last time I checked, apparently there was a tender out. How far is that process for dealing with those areas who doesn't have water meters? Because people want to pay water as well in other areas in my ward. Because those who are paying, they feel aggrieved now. My second question, Chair, is what's happening with the water in the waterfront area? Because the water in that area is very dead. What's taking place there in that area? Two, Chair, I need to understand there was a water disaster, I think 2 weeks ago, and I've raised it, I've phoned for a client to fire station. Client name was Liz Wefeni, staying in Uniondale Road. Until to date, no one went to that house, and the water was coming from another door out to another door in terms of water and sewer. So was coming out of some of our main holes. How do we deal with issues like that if your complaints, people doesn't take them seriously? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Councillor Lavey.
Chair, thank you. This is just a general question, maybe, Chair, to the director, that I've received from a resident, basically on pressure management, etc., and the impact on our water system. But basically, if you read in the press, you'll see there's a lot of issues now about municipalities that have, water resource issues. We're very fortunate in that we have been blessed with a lot of rain, and we thank and we're very appreciative of the Charleswood Pump Scheme, which has helped us a lot. But particularly, they're referring to the fact that the impact of coronavirus measures. For example, people are told to wash their hands for 20 seconds, and the water runs for 20 seconds, and they follow a specific procedure. But they were actually finding that this type of behavior, and because people are complying with this, they're finding that it's affecting the water resources as well. For example, the running of water, etc., and maybe the pressure at different points. So I want to ask a question, Chair, maybe just to the director. Does this type of behavior or activity have an impact here in Knysna? Is it relevant to Knysna? And if so, what advice can the municipality recommend? Because, for example, if I was staying, let me give an example, in Leisure Island, and somebody was in a different area, perhaps was washing for 20 seconds all the time, and you had a number of people washing their hands, etc., and the water was running, does that affect, for example, me that was living in example, Leisure Island or wherever, or the Heads or wherever in town? Will that affect me as a resident? Thank you, Chair. And then I've got another question as well, but if the director can answer that, thanks.
Can I proceed, Chairperson? Chairperson, I'm going to answer. Is that okay? Proceed, Director. Okay. The first question was regarding the installation of water meters. The previous tender has now, we're not installing any more water meters under that tender because it's now come to an end. In terms of the installation of new water meters, there is a tender. It's in the adjudication process at the moment. So I think it's been through BEC, it's been through BAC, and it's just a matter of a short period before it's actually awarded. So it is in the process of being awarded. To the best of my knowledge, it has not been awarded as yet. But as soon as it's awarded, that process of installing water meters will proceed. It has dual impacts. One, it will help with the financial situation of the municipality, but it will also assist in conserving the resource, like Councillor Lavelle was asking. There was a question about the color of the water.
Chair, follow up.
Yes, Councillor Scosa.
On the one of water meters, Chair, I'm worried because I'm going to have an IDP meeting soon, and I can tell you it's going to be chaotic if we don't resolve this. Probably when will this new company, whoever it is, start? Probably 1st of November. When can we have specifics? Because we're going to have a chaotic meeting where those who are feeling aggrieved now, they want to take out those things in my ward. I must raise it here.
Chairperson, I'm not in a position to provide a timeline. That tender has processes which it has to follow. If the tender is awarded, there might be objections, and it has to follow a formal process. So it would be very difficult for me to give timelines as to when it's awarded and when the contractors are going to be on site, because there are still statutory processes that needs to be followed. As far as I know, the tender has not been awarded as yet. So I don't have that information. We can request that information from me as soon as the tender is awarded. We can give you estimated timelines of when things will happen. But that's the best answer that I can give at this stage, Chair.
Councillor Scosan. Over to you, Director. Can you finish with your
okay?
answers?
We've had one query today from a member of the public regarding the color of the water, and now Councillor Skosana is raising the issue of the color of the water in the waterfront. I can give you my understanding of it, or what has happened is we've had a lot of rain in the last couple of weeks, and what has happened is you'll find when you have a lot of rain, you have a lot of runoff into the water, into our source, which is the river, and you'll find that what happens is you get a darker color of the raw water that we need to purify, and as a result, what happens is it's very difficult to deal with all the color or the tannins that are coming from the water. So what we need to know, and today is the first time that we've had any complaints about the color. We'll have to go. We'll need to know exactly where those places are, so we can go in and take sampling of that water to determine whether there's any issues with regard to the water. But I can tell you, in terms of the analytics that are done on a weekly basis and a monthly basis, in terms of the water quality, the water is fully compliant. Also, if there is a bit of dirt and we know where those areas are where there's a bit of color, then we can also scour the lines. Scour the lines means that we'll open the valve and allow that dirty water that might be, or colored water that might be in there, in the line, to wash out of the system, so that we can get a better quality water into the system. Then there was the question of
follow-up, Chair.
Yes, Councillor Scosa.
Chair, in terms of the color of water, I need Nan to understand, because the color of that area, it was yellowish, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have the picture now. And in our areas, the water are very clear as normal. And the rain was not in a certain portion of the town. The rain was all over in town. The second question then will be as what will happen? And remember, we got BNPs in those areas and all that stuff, and dry cleaners in those areas. Won't that thing have an impact when people are doing their laundry? And what will happen then? Is there a process within the insurance of NISA to assist those people? Because we didn't play our role in terms of making them to alert them. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Councillor Skosana. If you finish, Director, so that we can take.
Chairperson, let me just respond one last time so that I'm clear. I think that water is a very fluid thing. If there is a problem with the water, we need to know immediately. Because, for example, if we are told the day after there is a problem with the color or the taste or the smell of the water, then it is too late, because very often, because of the high volumes of water that are consumed, the problem that you might experience now might not be experienced later on. So if there is a problem, we need to know immediately. And if it's reported to Shane, Shane can take the necessary actions and ask somebody to go and gather samples of that water so that we can see what the problem is. Councillor Skosana asked the question of insurance claims. There is a department that deals with the insurance claims. So you will have to put your case forward to the municipality as to what your claim is exactly. That report is then, or that claim is then investigated, and then an opinion is given from the user department, and a claim is then submitted to the insurance company, and they then determine the validity of the claim. I'm not sure if you want me to continue with the rest of the questions, Chairperson.
Yes, continue, then we take it DM and Councillor Lavey.
Okay. The next question, Chairperson, was the issue of water disaster in Uniondale. I remember very clearly Councillor Skosana calling me about the issue of Uniondale, and I remember reporting it quite clearly to the fire station. So if it has been a situation where that matter has not been dealt with and it's been a month, we apologize for that, firstly, but we'll need to go back and look and see what went wrong, because I can tell you that 99% of the queries that we have on the water and sewer system are dealt with within a day or two, at the latest 2 days. So most of the queries that we deal with, we prioritize the water and sewer. And if there are complaints on the system, on the CoLab system, we're able to pick it up very quickly and deal with it. So we'll investigate that one and determine what the issue was. Councillor Davis was asking the issue. I was not sure whether he was asking about pressure management or he was asking about changes in the behaviors and consumption of water.
Maybe, Chair, if I can just clarify. If I can just clarify, Chair, through you, Director. Basically, what they were saying was other municipalities were finding that because people are observing the COVID practices, like hygiene, letting water run for 20 seconds, etc., it was affecting their water resources. So they were picking up some water resource issues. I wanted to know, does Knysna experience that, if it's relevant, and what advice would there be if that is the case? So that's basically what I want to know.
Through you, Chairperson, we haven't found a significant increase in the consumption of water, or or changes in the patterns of water consumption from members of the public during this period. But it's a difficult one to measure, because remember, in certain instances you would have industry or businesses that would be consuming during a particular period, but those businesses or those people that would normally be working are now at home. So you would find a different trend. But we have found no significant change in the way the consumptions have changed in Knysna municipality. With regards to pressure management, I think it's something that Royden Parry is dealing with quite effectively. We've submitted a report or requested funding for that issue of pressure management. And I think we are very close to being successful in having acquired some funds for that. But as soon as we have formal confirmation around the issue of pressure management and funding that we might be receiving for that, we'll then report to the committee. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you very much, Director. I see the Deputy Mayor and Councillor Lavey. Is it an all hand? Is it a follow-up hand, or is it an all hand?
No, Chair, it's another issue that I wanted to bring up. It's just that one. I think the Deputy Mayor can go first if you want, Chair, then I can go afterwards. Okay, just a brief.
Thank you very much. Deputy Mayor?
No, Chair, thank you very much once again. Chair, mine again It's going to be very simple. Otherwise, I just wanted to understand. I see the report here. In terms of the departmental staff complement, the department is operating with 104 staff members, and on the new organogram reflects a total of 170 efficiency to manage the department. I wanted to understand from the director. I know because of the lack of staff, or yes. You know, I just wanted to understand from the director, does he perhaps know when is this moratorium going to be lifted in terms of the filling of the post? You know, because I know at some point you guys are not able to do what you're supposed to do best because of the lack of staff. You know, and I know there is a moratorium to in terms of filling of the post. I wanted to understand now from the director, does he know when is this thing going to be lifted, if possible? You know, I know you know, just, you know, interested, Chair. I just wanted to understand because so that the director can start filling up perhaps the post, you know, those vacant posts which need to be filled up so that we can really have an effective service delivery. You know, yes. I just wanted to understand that, Chair. The second one, Chair, it was going to be based on the I see the hours, June, July, and August in terms of overtime. But let me park that one because I'm interested when it comes to overtime or when we deal with the report of the electrical department. You know, I just wanted to check there and balances with regard to that one. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, DM. Sorry, thank you very much, DM. Councillor Lave, over to you.
Chair, I withdraw my question. I can ask it offline. Thank you. We need to move on. Thank you, Chair.
Oh, thank you very much. Director, over to you.
Thank you, Chairperson. The Deputy Mayor's question was around the filling of posts. I think filling of posts is absolutely critical to the effective functioning of the infrastructure department. I think it's something that we need to address. I understand that we have financial constraints that we are faced with, but there are a number of posts that we feel that need to be filled. We are in the process of liaising with the finance department. There are posts that have been budgeted for in the current financial year. We are looking at those posts that we can fill, and it's not just in the water department. It's also in the roads department as well as the PMU and the electrical department. The approach that we have taken is for those posts that have been budgeted, where we require general assistance, we have asked that those posts be filled with casual staff members in the meantime, while we advertise and follow the process of recruitment, so that we allow the service delivery to continue. And I think one thing that's very important is we've been talking about how we can manage our staff more efficiently, and that is by getting more supervisory staff within the departments. Having a lot of general workers but nobody managing them effectively is actually wasting of resources of the organization. And I think we need to concentrate on employing more supervisory staff so that we can manage the department more effectively. I think one of the things that, and maybe we'll just talk about it because it's a challenge in all departments, is that we're starting to find that we're losing very valuable staff and skilled staff over a period of time. So it's also another concern of ours that we find a number of staff are leaving the municipality, very skilled staff that have spent years learning the system are now no longer there to be able to continue with us. So yes, the issue of filling of vacancies is absolutely critical for the department. Councillor, you asked the issue of overtime. I'm not sure if I'm preempting it, but we were at 25 hours overtime, and we are now have gone back to our 40 hours of overtime as per the authorization of the MM. So you'll find that we are able to deal with more service delivery concerns. I heard you asking something about electrical department and the number of hours that they work or as overtime compared to other departments. And the number of hours of overtime is dependent on the number, is directly proportional to the number of staff members that we have and the number of complaints that we have. So depending on the amount of complaints that we have and what resources it requires to deal with it, that determines the number of hours of overtime we work. Thank you, Chairperson.
Deputy Mayor, thank you very much, Director. Deputy Mayor, is there a follow-up question?
No, Chair, I'm sure it's an old hand. Otherwise, it's an old hand, Chair. You know. Yeah,
Okay.
Chair, let me not keep you. Let me not drag the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Deputy Mayor. I think, Deputy Mayor, one of you asked very two crucial questions, but I believe that we as politicians, we are the one. We must make sure that we lift the issue of vacant posts that must not be filled, because it's really, especially in technical service, it's hampering the service delivery. Service delivery is hampering because there are a lot of posts that has not been filled. And if you remember, Deputy Mayor, also the issue we've been complaining about in most of our MECO meetings, the issue of casuals. This department lost about 42 casuals before the lockdown. Till today, we haven't filled a single casual for our department. So the memo, we did draft the memo and was sent to the MM. Till today, it hasn't yet been approved. I don't know, because of budget, but I don't understand, Chair, Deputy Mayor, and I believe it's something that us as a politician, as councillors, that we must look to it. And the other issues that the directors raised, that we are losing lots of staff and it's becoming bad. And when we lose staff and those posts cannot be filled, and it's a problem, especially in water. We are losing lots of superintendents. Superintendent, even if he comes for a year, and he moves to other municipalities. Because we need to also to look, I don't know if it's our grading or is it our jading, the T grades. Because if you compare Bito and Neisner, you will find out plumbers of Bito are getting more than Neisner. Superintendents are getting more than Neisner. In all of these municipalities, you find that they are getting more. So that's the reason we are losing a lot of people in our department. But thank you very much, Deputy Mayor. Let's go to the recommendation. Councillors, if there is no any other issue, the recommendation on page 17, that the council note the content of the report. Do we agree, councillors?
Yes,
Agree.
Chairperson.
Yes.
Thank you. Let's move. Let's go to 7.3. 7.3, page 19. Report on all capital and big projects for September. Let me start by apologizing for, I think I'm going to apologize this whole meeting today. Let me start by apologizing again. I know we're supposed to have site visits on the big capital projects, and it's been delayed because most of the site visits were done by the mayor and the director. So we've delayed this one of our section 80, but we will have in the next week to come. We'll make sure that Kirsty finalized the perfect date for all of us so that all of us can be available. The report on all capital and big projects. Yeah, I think it's clear, councillors. I'm not gonna say the director must read it, but if you want to ask any questions, then it's your time to ask any question on all of these reports that is here in front of us. Councillors, over to you. The reports are here until page 40. That's where there are recommendations. Over to you, Councillor Mabey. Deputy Mayor, over to you.
Chair, I just want to comment that on page 35, they must just change the pictures, please, man, because that picture Those pictures are both in Slanger Park, and they must put a picture in of the done work. It's done many months ago. So it was only 100 meters of paving, but it was done quite a long time ago. So just a comment there to just change maybe the picture to how it looks now, because that was months and months. It's so close to the beginning of the year. So I just wanted to comment on that. Thank you, Chair. Just so I can correct that.
Thank you, Councillor Lavey. Councillor Gomez.
Okay, Mr. Chair, thanks. My simple, number 38. I want to, they must change rectify that mistake there up there, because I want to make sure that Rosmo is not what before. That mistake must rectify that one. And another thing I want to know, man, when this thing start of electrifying informal areas, I want to know, because people now, they are panicking about this. Now I need just check answer on that one. Thanks.
Deputy Mayor, over to you. Deputy Mayor, over to you.
No, thank you very much, Chair, once again. Chairperson, thank you very much, man, for this opportunity once again. You see, Chair, I'm getting worried when it comes to particularly this TWT project. Yeah, I mean company. You know what I wanted to understand now, Chair. In Concordia, Bali Street. I remember sometime we had some problems there. And in fact, Chairperson, let me just ask this way, the progress in terms of that road. You know, how far are we now in terms of that particular road? Because I remember last time when we had some problems, people have complained and people have came to us. And I think we've engaged the director. And last time I checked, if I'm not mistaken, it's a month and a half. The company have just came in. They pour only some, I'm not sure whether it's a G5 or whatever. You know, I just wanted to understand, you know, from the director, through you, Chair, from the director to the director. And what is the status of that particular road now? Because I'm just trying to check now on the report, particularly the Bali Street one. What is the state? There's any progress in terms of the 50% work done, 84% and so on and so forth? The second question which I wanted to double check, Chair, in terms of the program which you have received some time ago from the department, that the 20 September is, I mean, it was going to follow then. If I'm not mistaken, it's 2-3 months ago. So how far or what is the status of that one? Or when the department met with the company, when are they intending to start that particular one, the 20 September street? So I just wanted to get there, Chair, so that we can really get the clarity. I'm worried because people are cornering us, you know, and I'm one person who refused to keep quiet when things I believe that they are not going the way they're supposed to go. So let me stop there, Chair, and wait for the answers. I'm sure I'll come back. Thank you.
Thank you, TM. Thank you, TM. Director, over to you.
Thank you, Chairperson. I hear Councillor Ngezo with regards to the issue of Ward 4, Rosemore. We will correct that. My apologies, Councillor. Then you wanted to know about when the work is starting. I think what has happened is we have done the exercise of interacting with councillors about which areas, and the consultant has been allocated the work to do the design. That design is now complete, and now it's a matter of the contractor moving on to site and being allocated the work to proceed. So that's the status of it. The contractor will be expected to start on site shortly. With regards to Bali Street, I hear you, Councillor. In the report there, it says Bali Street is at 15% completion. Like we promised, the contractor has been onto site. I think some of the problems that he's been experiencing has been as a result of plant breakdowns on site. but I will follow up on that one just to see, because I was aware that he was working in the area and that they were proceeding with the road. But I will personally do a site visit tomorrow and check what's happening on that one. 20 September, I don't have it off the top of my head, Councillor, but there is in the program, Sean. I don't know if you've got the date for 20 September, but in the program there is a date for the starting of 20 September. According to the date that I've got in the report here, it says 17th of November. So that's the date that I've got in the report. It's on page 44. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you very much, Councillor Lavey. Do you want to make a follow-up? I see you raise your hands. Deputy Mayor, then it's you.
Chair, no, it's
You
fine.
also raise your hand.
It's fine. We can move, Chair. It's fine.
Deputy Mayor? Deputy Mayor?
Okay.
Okay, then let's move. Let's Councillor.
Chair.
Yes, Deputy Mayor.
Chair, thank you very much, man. Director, I'm quite worried now. I'm quite worried, Director, I must say to you. You know, if my memory serves me very well, since last time, the Tony's, I mean, the what is this road? Bali was at 15%. I mean, since last time, those people, they've only poured this G5 and it's still sitting at 15%. And people are claiming to be working at the very same time, you know? So let me appeal to you, Director, to say, please, I'm not sure who's supposed to monitor this road within our organization. I'm not sure whether, you know, whether it's the consultant which is working for the municipality, which is supposed to monitor whether these people are doing the work or not. Because I'm quite worried now, Chair. You know, I don't want really to sound as if now we are going to be lying to people. You know, the report which I'm getting here, you know, from where I'm sitting, Director, there's nothing which is happening there. There's no work done there. The machine can be parked there, but the actual work on the ground, there's nothing of that sort. You know, so I want to appeal to you, the Director, to say, please visit whoever is responsible for engaging with the contractor. Please speak to the contractor. Speak to the contractor. It's not fair towards people, to those people who reside at on that particular street. It's not fair now. It's as if now ourselves as councillors, we are not doing what we're supposed to do. You know, and I want to appeal to you, Pravir, to speak to those guys. You know, the second one. So if you are saying the Tony September is starting on the 14, what is it? The 17. 17. Yes, okay. No, that's fine, Director. I mean, 17 will come. Thank you very much. In fact, Chair will just report to those people to say on the 17th, the contractor will be on site. Thank you.
Now, thank you very much, Deputy Mayor. Director, before we move, because these dates, I don't believe they are proper dates. They are still amended dates. I believe that these are old dates. I don't know. I don't believe it's a new, because if it's a correct date, it says that Bali Street is on 5 of October, they're going to finish. Then it's 5 October, they haven't started. And it says that in 20 September on 17, and then they haven't started. So I just want to double check the dates, so that, because this is a public meeting, because when you confirm dates, there are people who are also listening there. At the 17, people who say that, but you said that on the 17 we are coming. So I want you and Sean to confirm the correct dates. These are the correct dates, so that we know these are the correct dates. Because when you speak to our people, we are speaking to our people regarding the dates that you have given us. Because this is a public document and this is a public meeting. So before I move, I just want to double make sure that really on the 17th, until September, the people are going to start there. Thank you very much.
Chairperson, there is according to the contractors program that he's given us. That's when he's saying that he's going to start. But Chairperson, like you said, maybe we must look at the program again and make sure everything is correct, and then we can send it out before the end of the week again, just to confirm all the dates. Thank you, Chairperson.
Chair.
Deputy Mayor.
No, Chair, thank you very much. Chair, I just wanted to double check. I did not capture Pravir well. Is he saying that he's going to contact the contractor and he is going to provide us with the new dates before we conclude this meeting? I just wanted to double check that, because if then that's the case, thank you very much for pointing it out, the issue of yeah. Yes, Chair. I wanted to say thanks for pointing out. You know, I'm very much concerned, Chairperson, and I'm one person who do not want to, just raise concerns. People are responding on this thing confidently, and if then they have not started at the other road in Concordia, and then people want us to believe that these dates are correct dates. In fact, they are going to be starting on November at Bali Street. At only September. I'm quite worried, Chair, and let me rather wait for the director to perhaps come bring us the new dates before I make my conclusions. Thank you.
No, it's fine. I think I'm not. Director will, before this meeting finish, must give us the correct dates, so that we can go and communicate. So I'm saying that I don't want him to come to confirm here, because these are all dates. I see this is something that I saw in my email around during the lockdown. So I'm saying that before you confirm the dates that are here, you must confirm, because according to that dates, they were supposed to finish on 5 October, but now we are on 14 October. They had not even started in one of the streets. So I'm saying that before you confirm here, because I know that on 17 you will be here. Then we're going to say that, but you confirm, and then we ask you more than twice. So I'm asking you, Deputy Mayor, let the director come back to us before this meeting finished. Thank you very much. Councillors, can
Chairperson, can I just say, Chairperson, I'm going to request new dates for the meeting. I must say, Chairperson, and I think sometimes maybe there's a misunderstanding about the work that is being done. We must understand that our job is to manage the contractor. But if it were me doing the work directly, I can only request the dates and get the information. And when the contractor doesn't follow it, then I take action against him in terms of the program. But these are not resources that are allocated directly to me. What we do is we try and manage the contract as best as possible to make sure that the work gets done. So if it were me that was giving these dates, I have to rely on what the contractor is giving me and the information that he's giving me about when he's going to start. If he chooses not to do that, then, or if he's non-compliant, then I have to take action against him, which is what we'll do. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you very much. The recommendation, committee members, the recommendation on page 40. Can you go to recommendation?
Yes.
Thank you. The next item is on page 51. 7.5 is electrical technical capital report for September. Over to you, councillors. So,
sorry, Chairperson. There's two reports. Item 7.4, we skipped that item. It's on page 45.
Yes, you're going to skip it. You're going to skip it. Duplicate.
Yes, no, it's the most updated report. We should just note it, because I think we've dealt with all the other issues. If we can note it, I think that would be.
Okay, let's note 7.4. Because when I was looking, it's like a duplicate. Let's note 7.4.
Thank you, Chairperson.
Councillors, 7.4 we have noted. We're straight to 7.5 now.
Noted.
Director?
Chairperson, I think all the issues that we needed to discuss under capital projects were discussed earlier under the capital project report for this. I think those are the only critical issues. But if
I
there's any
think
questions, we can take
just
them.
the phrase from, just repeat, Councillor Ngezu, I think maybe he was sleeping. He didn't hear you correctly. In terms of the program, what is happening in terms of the program? Because he's asking what's your answer. Then I said, no, what was your answers regarding the program, electrification?
Okay, on electrification. Councillor, the progress has been thus far. We've engaged with all the councillors and identified the areas that need to be electrified. We've then appointed the consultant. He's done the design, and the electrification will start shortly once the contractor is appointed and he can procure the materials so that we can start on site. Thank you, Chairperson.
Director, please, man, we must fast track. People must have their electricity by December. We have areas that are not finished. Please, I think the contractor must order material in time. The contractor has a 3 years contract with us to do electrification. So he knows by this time, because the budget was approved long time ago. So he should preempt, he should know that we must order material. They should have material on stock, so that not after the budget is approved, now they must go and source material. And that's taking a lot of process, Director. Please, you must make sure that the contractor, because by this time, December, we were supposed to have spent all our money on electrification. Then we give people a Christmas present, that they have a Christmas present, at least those who stay in informal areas, that they have electricity. So we cannot be having people at poles that were installed more than 3 months ago. Thank you very much. I see there are 2 hands, Councillor, the Deputy Mayor, and Councillor LaVey.
No, Chair, thank you very much. Chair, I'm not sure whether I've captured the director quite well. And you are quite right, Chairperson. Last time I checked, we were told that MTL is having a contract with the municipality for 3-year contract. I'm not sure. Now, if I've listened to the director now, I'm not sure whether I've captured him quite well. If we can just really elaborate or just clarify to me that are we waiting to appoint we're appointing a new company contractor, which is, what happened to MTL, if then that's the case. I'm not quite sure, Chair. Hence, I wanted to double check, because I'm quite worried, Chairperson. In terms of the people are waiting up there. People are waiting. I mean, you're quite right when you says that poles are planted ages ago, and the last time we had an excuse of this COVID-19. So if the director can just clarify it, are we appointing a new company now, so that when we meet these people, we are able to give them the correct information. Because from where I'm sitting, people are waiting, for MTL to come and continue with what they were busy doing. If you can just clarify me on that one, thank you.
Councillor LaVey.
Thank you, Chair. Basically, I just want to allude to page 51. I did mention it in the last meeting. There was also an article in the newspaper that was almost created a lot of problems in my public meeting, where I had to explain exactly what the electricians explained to me. But that on page 51, that Slanger Park is actually west of Slanger Park. It's not Slanger Park itself, because I already did 90 connections in Slanger Park. There's only a few outstanding in that area. So the actual area that we are in is the Beverly Hills Macapella area, so which is west of Slanger Park. So if they can just change that specifically, because even in the newspaper, people misunderstood this whole process, because I'm asking you, Chair, to the Director, please to change that, so that the message that goes out to the public is the correct one. Because people think now that area is getting electricity when it's not getting electricity. So if we can just, luckily we were able to clarify it in the public meeting, but as I say, it could have been a big problem. Thank you, Chair, for that. If they can just change it.
No, thank you very much, Councillor LaVey. Director, over to you.
Thanks, Chairperson. Chairperson, I think we must understand that in certain of these processes that we follow as administration, there are administrative processes that need to be followed. As much as we have a 3-year tender, every time we appoint a contractor, every time we allocate a project to the contractor, we need to appoint him formally. There's no tender process that needs to be followed. It's merely a formalization of a letter of appointment, which can take a few hours to do. So I think that is the process that I was explaining, and that process is underway. So there's no delay and there's no additional contractor that's been appointed. But there are administrative processes that have to be followed in order for us to have projects action. With regards to the issue of the naming, Councillor, we've spoken about this. What has happened is, in terms of the way we report, we report it as Klanga Park as per our allocation from Department of Energy. But if you want us to put maybe West in brackets next to it, then we can do that maybe to assist. So we can assist.
I think that will be good, Chair. If we can just put West in there, it will be perfect.
Chairperson, I think I'm done. Thank
I think I do see Slanga Park West. Okay, no, this is Macapella West, sorry, on page 52. Okay, Deputy Mayor, I see you have raised your hands. You wanted to do a follow-up? Director?
No.
Okay, over to you first. Over to you first, Deputy Mayor.
No, Chair. Thank you very much. I think the director have clarified me, and I'm happy, Chair. I thought we are going to be appointing a new company, which is going to take another 3 years, another 2 years now. If you say that it's an administrative process which can take a few hours, I'm fine, Chair. And what we basically want to see, director, is the company on site, it's a contractor on site, so that they can begin with the thing. Thank you, Chair.
No. Thank you very much, DTM. Just want to ask Director on this report, just can you clarify, or is it Jack, the issue of 5 million and electrification of Kolweni, not Kolweni, and Honley. And I believe is that one of the RTPs. Was if I read here the comments, is that you are still waiting for final awarding of professional service tender. So we say that if it's not yet award, it's going to be award. And then after that, we wait another 21 days for appeals. And then after that, he's receiving his letter of tender acceptance. So which means these people will receive electricity by next year, by the look of things. Is that what are you saying in this report, Director?
Chairperson, you are correct. The tender has not been awarded yet. And unfortunately, until the tender is awarded, there's very little that I can do in terms of appointing a service provider. So we've got a process that's running to appoint service providers. We can't run another process parallel to this one for appointment of service providers. So that process has not been finalized as yet. As soon as it's finalized, I will appoint a service provider, and there won't be a 21-day period of appeal, because that appeal period has taken place already. So whatever decision the municipal manager makes will be the final decision. So once we give that letter of appointment, that person will be able to start immediately. Thank you, Chairperson.
Director, please, man. I'm just worried the MM is not here. I'm just worried the MM is not here, and some of the directors are not here. The last time when we started here, we had 2 directors that are part of this meeting. I'm just worried because I want us this. If it's a PAC, it's a PAC matter, and the PAC needs to sit. The PAC needs to sit and finalize this issue, so that those people could. We're gonna have next toys just for. We have put it more than 6 months without electricity. We give them houses. Then people will start vandalizing those houses or start toying. So please, we need to sit and finalize this matter urgently. By the 1st of November, we should see a progress, at least contractor that is appointed. Please, Director. Thank you very much. Deputy Mayor, I see you still raise your hand. Is there a follow-up? You want to make a follow-up?
No, Chairperson, thank you very much. Chair, I think, Chair, in fact, what you have just raised now, that's basically what I was going to raise. So let me say, you have really covered me. Thank you, Chair.
Oh, thank you very much, Deputy Mayor. Councillors, can you go to the recommendation on page 55? Can we note the recommendation on page 55, councillors?
Yes, thank you,
Yes.
Chair.
Noted, Chair.
Thank you very much. Then our next item is 7.6 on page 56, the report on municipality fleet for September. Again, as I was saying, that my name will be apologies. Again, I think part of administration, as we said, that we wanted to have site visit for fleet. It's just the notice was sent very late on the last date. The notice was sent the day before. We did have this site visit and we did inspect our fleet. Out of 255, I believe maybe there were 220 fleet on Lorry Park Sports Field. And the only the councillors who were there, there were some councillors that were part of that. And it's paid councillors. We inspected, luckily the mayor was part of this fleet inspection. It's bad. When we look at our cars, it's very, very bad condition. I don't even want to mention it here on this public dominant, on this public meeting, because this meeting is also on YouTube. So I don't want to mention it. But I said that we went there, the state of our vehicle is bad. If it was me and we had a lot of money, I would say that let's scrap all those vehicles and start afresh. The only vehicles that are in still good condition that are vehicle of community service fire stations. That's the only vehicles that are in good condition. Otherwise, all of them, their time limit, they've reached their time. More than 300 kilometers, more than 400 kilometers. That's why we are spending lots of money. That's why we are spending thousands per month. Just imagine spending almost $500,000 for maintenance. Each and every month, spending $500,000 for maintenance is bad. We could have saved a lot of money if we buy new fleet. So that's, I just wanted to say on that. And otherwise, over to you, councillors. Is there anything else you want to comment regarding our fleet, maintenance costs, the fuel, all of the stuff? Thank you very much. Councillors, over to you. Is there anything you want to say, Director? Councillors.
No, Chairperson, I think you've covered me quite adequately. I think it's critical what you've said about the state of our fleet. I think we need to look in the next adjustment budget as well as in the new financial year about replacing as much of our fleet as possible, so that we improve the efficiency and effectiveness of this that we have. Thank you, Chair.
Councillor Lavey.
Chair, thank you. I don't want to add too much to your comments, but I must say it is very concerning. And just one thing, just to find out how far, where is the process actually in terms of this tracker, this onboard vehicle tracker, Chair, just to find out on page 57, what is, it says there that they are busy with the process, but how far is that process? And how long will it still take to finalize that vehicle traffic management system? Thank you.
Director, can you just please explain it, because there are two. One is this one of the trackers, and the other one is the fuel expenditure tender. Can you just clarify these two, please?
Yes, Chairperson. Just in terms of our supply chain process, we've developed a tender document for both those activities that we want to undertake, which is the procurement of fuel as well as the vehicle tracking system. We've sat and we've applied our minds on more than one occasion now, so that we get the right service provider, both for the fuel as well as the tracking system. So there's two tender documents are done and completed. They will go to bid specification committee hopefully next week as soon as possible, and then they'll be advertised so that we can proceed in terms of implementation. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you very much. Can we go to the recommendation on page 57, councillors?
Yes, sir.
The report.
Yes, Chair.
Then this is our last item, 7.7. And I want councillors to listen carefully, especially Councillor Ngaizu, on this item. I want the councillors to listen carefully on this item, especially Councillor Ngaizu. I'll just, before we start, I'll hand over to the director just to quickly explain this item. The reason it is here. Councillor Skosana, is there any? Councillor Skosana? Then
Thanks,
over
sir.
to you. Okay.
Okay, no, Chair, I saw the item in front of me. But Chair, before you close your meeting, I would like to understand from you and your director that there was a resolution in council for electrifying the TRAs. You must take us through how far are you with that one when you finish with this item. Because there was a resolution in council. I thought it would be part of your agenda today. Chair, the item in front of me is a tricky one because it involves councillors now. Also, Chair, I'm worried because the item comes now and we are far with our processes of the ITP. Because I was thinking that if we have an item like this and it goes to council and we resolve, it should be a standing item in all our IDP meetings to make people aware. Remember, it's where we engage with our communities, specifically in terms of the municipality. Chair, and if you could read also on page 58, Chair, it's a concern that has been raised there. The red flags there, those 36910 bullets, very dangerous. And you move to page 60, Chair. Page 6 in your recommendation, you have recommendation E that said that what councillors assist the administration to convey the danger of illegal and unauthorized electrical connection in the Greater Municipal area through public participation processes, which is those IDP meetings. But Chair, the problem is then we are sitting with. We have people who have proper dwellings who want to buy electrical boxes from this municipality so that they can pay electricity because some people are making income, as the report is saying. But they have been chased away from the customer care. The customer care or finance must come on board because there are people who are willing to buy their own electrical boxes, but since now they don't get assistance from our own customer care, then they end up to take this route of illegal connection, which they don't want to do. Also, Chair, I think you also department need to sit with housing as well. But remember, housing is moving people for building PNG houses. Those people normally have their own electrical boxes, but when they've been moved to a certain portion or to a certain sport field, they are sitting without electricity. A typical example like in Bloemfontein or in Damsapos in the sport field. Now, at the end of the day, those people need to have electricity. And then what are you saying to them? I won't lead that going say, let's go and cut the electricity of those people. I'm very sorry when there's a bylaw. We need to have a place. Departments need to speak to each other. Yes, this is very bad what happened in my location. And we don't want it to happen to other areas. And I was worried when it was dropped to the group of councillors and the MM. A senior councillor said that we must not convey this message to the community. I shared this with Councillor Naik. I said, I don't understand. When our people cannot know that this is very dangerous to steal electricity, if a senior councillor is saying that we must not convey this message, let's keep this message between ourselves as councillors. It can't be. Let me stop there, Chair. But the department has the right to bring this thing to us. Thank you.
No, thank you very much, Councillor Skosana. I think, Councillor Skosana, the reason that the issue of TRAs is not part of this agenda because it already went to the council to decide. I'm just gonna where's to the council to decide. It's just the depart to action it, and they must to go to the processes and even the budgeting processes because it will also need the budgeting processes. The other issue, I think this item is very important. And I understand as councillors, because when you go and start cutting electricity, people will start tottering for us. But it's important for us to explain to the community that the danger of this, we must go and explain to the community that when the danger of this, because what has happened in what location, it has an impact of people will come and say that we'll go and claim the municipality, we'll put municipality liable for that, while we didn't have any process, maybe we don't have any process in place. So this is important for us to also to cover the municipality in terms of any other issue that We did take a resolution. We did discuss this. So I'm saying that, Councillor, on that. I don't know if we need to add a director any recommendation that that will say that the council needs to go and amend its policies on electrification, because we can't wait, because the other issue that is frustrating people a lot, the area is well developed, there is infrastructure, but when you go and apply, you are told that no, the council policy says that to apply for a new box, you need to pay about 18,000 rand. There's no one that will be able in northern areas to afford to pay an 18,000 rand in the northern area just for electricity. Just for electricity. We need to go and change that policy. So that if there is electricity and there is a poles there, everything is there, so that we don't make things much harder for our community and say that we must go and pay 18,000, then we can install electricity for that person. If we need to amend or change that policy, we must change that policy. This illegal will have less illegal connections because people will afford. Then will receive, the municipality will also be receiving an income, will also be receiving a revenue, because a lot of people will not be installing illegal connection because they know, no, there is the box, let me go and buy my electricity. Because our people are renting, lot of people are renting this electricity from these people. Thank you very much. Councillor Ngezu, then we go to the director and then go to the recommendation.
Thanks, Mr. Chair. I don't want to dwell in this thing of illegal connection because on that day, this thing happened. People go to my house and tell me that somebody was shot. And then I go there, and then when I arrive there, people, they put a blame on me because people need electricity there and there. You see, people are shouting. I tell them, this guy is dangerous to do these things, and then the people need electricity. Now, I don't want to talk too much about this, but the people know that electricity is dangerous, but people need electricity. We try to talk to them about it. They know this thing, but they need electricity. I do not run away on that. It's really, people need electricity. We try to tell them what's happening if you illegal connection, but they shouted at me. I was there that day, and then I don't want to dwell on this thing, but I want to say something about this. My people need electricity. I think municipality must do something. I'm not saying that people must do that wrong things, but I want municipality to do in the right way. Yeah, it is wrong, but municipality must do something about it. Thanks.
Councillor Lavey.
Thank you, Chair. As someone who is very passionate about electricity, I just want to caution us on this one, just to make sure that we get the criteria right, because on page 59, it deals about tampering, but you do appreciate the fact that many residents, especially in informal areas, they get electricity from other homes, because we obviously cannot provide electricity to our residents at the pace that is required due to financial resources. So I think we need to, whatever we're going to do, we need to do it in a dignified manner. And, we obviously, there are serious transgressions where, for example, people link directly into a pole. We've had a case like that by us, and then they immediately disconnected it. Those type of issues are fine, but I'm just concerned if you're going to now disconnect everyone, that you might have a massive challenge on your hands. So I just want to caution, Chair, on that issue. And so that it's on record when I say that, because we need to get the criteria correct. Otherwise, we're going to have total chaos if we implement this. But I'm just giving my comments based on experience. So that's just if we can get the criteria and we make sure that the criteria is correct and that the community understands the criteria, and then going from that point. But if we're going to get a contractor to come in now and just disconnect everybody's connections, I'm afraid we're going to have a very chaotic period in Knysna. Thank you, Chair.
Chairperson, can I respond?
Thank you very much, Councillor Love. Over to you, Director.
Yes, I think Councillor asked about the issue of legal connections. Yes, there is a process that needs to be followed with regards to legal connections. Anybody within the municipality can apply for a connection. I have explained this previously. There's 3 ways you can get an electricity connection at your home. The first is the municipality does an installation for you through a project. The second is through an infill project. And then the third way is through an application for electricity. So anybody within the municipality has the right to apply for electricity, and you shouldn't be chased away. We'll have to have a discussion with the finance department on the matter, but you have a right to make an application for electricity. So then what the electrical department will do is they'll go out, they'll do an assessment, and they will give you a price for doing that electrical connection. With regards to housing and whether there's a plan around electrification, yes, we are liaising with the housing department in terms of trying to plan accordingly. But remember, we only get a very limited budget in terms of the houses that we can electrify. Councillor, I hear you saying that Chairperson, that we should change our policy in order to electrify houses and reduce the cost or make the cost almost zero. But remember, when we say 18,000 Rand, that 18,000 Rand that we are charging people doesn't necessarily amount to profit or to the municipality having a financial gain. 90% of the time it is for the cost of the labor, for the cost of the materials, and it's an average cost. If you're closer to the pole, your cost will be cheaper. If you're further away, the amount of resources that it takes to install that connection will determine the cost. So even if we are installing, do provide electrical connections, the money has to come from somewhere in order to fund that electrification that's going to take place. And remember, we already have two sources of electrification on the budget already. One is for the electrification of formal houses, and that is also the electrification of informal areas. So if we want to add an additional leg to that process, where people make applications and then we electrify them, there has to be a budget allocated to it, because that process has to be funded from somewhere in order for us to for that project to happen. I hope I've covered all the questions. I'm not sure, have I missed your question, Councillor Davis?
Pravir, yeah, Chair, can I continue? Chair, are you there?
Continue.
Okay. Okay. Let me give an example. You know, that's real to me in my area. So we just completed an economic survey on an informal area a few months ago, and we discovered that most of the people living in the informal area, most of our residents, are earning obviously under 3,000 Rand, with the majority earning under 2,000 Rand. Now, just think about someone like that going to now have to pay anywhere between 7,000 and 18,000 Rand for a connection. So I would agree with the chairperson, if we can look at something like that to make it affordable for people within their affordability bracket to be able to access this. But then again, as the director said, there's another cost attached, because you need money now for the infrastructure, etc., etc. So you're going to run at a loss at the end of the day if you're not recouping the money somehow. But we're sitting with a bit of a boggle. But what I'm saying is that we need to be maybe phase this in or something. But if we're going to implement this in a crash way, in a manner that's going to be just going to bounce upon people, then that's all I'm saying. It's going to have repercussions on us as a municipality, when we need to understand that this issue about electricity is not an issue about criminals trying to, creating things for themselves. It's about people that actually, for dignified reasons, would like the opportunity to have electrical connections, but they either cannot afford it or it's not accessible to them. So I just want to say, Chair, that we need to have a sensitive approach to this, and not the hard approach, which will come to bite us at the end of the day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Lavey. I think let's go straight to the director. So you say you don't need to amend it to put any more recommendation. I'm not saying that we must scrap to zero, but it is a thing that is happening. Councillors are not lying. It is something that is happening, because when you go there, you will be told that now you will spend about 18,000 for you to put a connection. And some will not understand because his house is next to the pole. So there is no electricity. So that's why some of these people are tampering, which is illegal. So I thought what we're going to make it easy. And if we need to charge, we need to charge. But 18,000 is more, is really not reasonable for our people. Thank you very much, Director. Over to you, Director, then we go to the recommendation, so we can close the meeting.
Chairperson, if you're saying that we should review the policy, it's something that we can do, but remember that it will have to come with financial resources that we will have to use to address the issue. But I want to stress that this is more about the safety issue. And that is the reason that we're bringing this report to this committee, is to advise the committee of the potential hazard that we have to members of the community, children, adults, as well as animals out there. If we have an incident where somebody is electrocuted, both Jacques, myself, and the MM can be held criminally liable for the implications of somebody dying. So we want to bring it to your attention, councillors. We hear the concern that you have, and we are aware that there are certain concerns, but we also want to bring to your attention that the potential hazard and the potential for loss of life is serious on our side. If you're saying we should review the policy, we can look at that. It's a recommendation of this committee. We can look at that, but ours is more to advise that the potential danger that exists. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you go to councillors? Can you go to the recommendation on page 60? Then we close the meeting.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Batista.
No, thank you very much. On closer, thank you very much, all councillors, director. Remember what you spoke about today. The next section 80, I need those two reports, the one of road, all the roads, each one, and the one of all the informal areas that needs to be electrified in each one. We need a detailed report so that we know exactly what we need. Otherwise, I'd like to thank all the directors that are part of this meeting, managers and officials, all the councillors. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Chairperson, before we go, I just want clarity from you. I was not sure. In this last report, did we adopt the recommendations or not?
Which report?
The one on illegal connections.
Yes, we agree.
No, it's fine. Thank you, Chairperson.
We agree, but we'll be moved.
No, thank you, Chairperson.
But it's going most to the MACO, then it's going to the council. So the council will take a final decision. Is that so, Director?
Yes, that's correct, Chairperson.
Thank you very much. So we still, yes, thank you. Bye-bye.